Hi guys. Somebody asked, could I show them how to create a kind of a rudimentary animation of a moon orbiting the Earth? And they asked, would it be possible to do this in the same way that you can with software like Maya? Well, the answer is no. You can't do it in the same way Maya does, because Maya is an actual 3D modeler and animator. You can create entire planets and rotate them and all that sort of thing. We can fake it in Adobe Animate though, and we can fake it reasonably well for what we're going to be doing. So I'll just show you briefly how I'm going to do this. I'll try and keep this as short as we can. So I've got a couple of layers here. You see I've got my stars layer in my background, I've got my titles. On my Earth layer, I'm going to drag in this picture of Earth 2, and I'm going to resize it and put it down to the bottom left. So initially what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to make a very, very quick motion tween of it getting large over so many seconds and moving towards camera. So all I did there was I put it into frame 1, created a motion tween, and then in the last frame I made it larger. So now it does that. Here you go. Now, rather than try and create a moon that's rotating around a moving object, it's easier in Animate to go on in and place the rotating moon inside that symbol of the object. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So rather than try and build it onto this timeline, we're going to go inside the timeline of the Earth itself. So I double click. You see up here it says scene 1. If I double click on the Earth, you'll see that I've gone inside that symbol. It's called symbol 8. Now, our original timeline is 100 frames long, so we're going to do exactly the same in here. We're going to go to frame 100. I'm going to put in a frame. We're also going to create a couple of new layers as well. Now this one here is the Earth. I'm going to put it right in the center and I'm going to call it Earth. Now what we're going to have also are 2 moons. And the reason we're going to have 2 is we want the moon to go in behind the Earth as it's rotating around it, and then to come back out as well. So we're going to have, to create the illusion of it in rotation, we're going to have 1 in front and 1 behind. So we're going to call these moon front, and we're going to call the other one moon back. There we go. Now, so for the moon, we need one other layer, and that's going to be for our path. We're going to do this in the same way that we did our Star Wars hand-drawn path for the X-Wing. It's going to be the same idea. Okay, so we want the moon that's passing in front to take up approximately half of this timeline, and then we want the moon that's going in behind to take up the other half to give us 1 full rotation. Okay, so what we have to do now is I'm going to zoom in on the Earth, and you guys know at this stage how bad I am at drawing, and I'm super bad at drawing, but we're going to give this a go anyway. So what I want to do is create a hand-drawn path where I think the moon would be going if it was passing in front of the Earth. So I start around here and I go there. That's shockingly terrible, but it will do for what we're doing. So we have our path there. Now, on our moon front layer, we're going to bring in our moon. So we're going to just step out and we go fit in window, and we bring in our moon. And it's huge, but that's okay. And we're going to resize it now to fit what we wanted to do. All the way down there, all the way in here, and then we'll zoom back in again to 200 so we can see what we're doing. I'm going to make it even smaller again. Okay, so there's our moon. Okay, so I'm going to put that into place right there. So as we did with our Star Wars project, what we want to do is we want to turn the hand-drawn path of the line into a motion tween. So we're going to we select the line, we go copy, and we go down to our moon front. Now we only want this moon to animate for about half of this timeline, because the other moon will be doing the other one. So I'm going to remove those frames, and I right click on moon and I go create motion tween. That moon is now motion tween, but we haven't assigned the path to it. So I click anywhere. I'll do this again. I double click on the line and go copy. Click anywhere in the moon motion tween and go edit, paste, special. And when I say okay to that, and as we know from class, we know what's happened is it's pasted the geometry of the path in. Now, it doesn't look great at the moment because it's supposed to be traveling towards us. So we're going to go to the very center of this, and we're going to resize the moon, and it will create the illusion that it's coming towards us. Now, that needs to be not actually going in front of the Earth, because that will destroy the effect. And then we need to change the far one, the last frame, to be about the same size as the first frame, approximately. Let's see, how does that look? Okay, it's a bit jumpy. It's not great, but it's okay. Okay, so that's our first one. So if I was to come back out now, let's say we come back out to scene 1, and we okay, so you can see it there. Now this won't actually work until I run it, and I'm hesitant to run it at the moment because the software is running quite slowly. But we're going to go back in and we'll do the second moon, and then we'll run it at the end. So we have our first moon in there. We're going to zoom in and we're going to do our second. Okay, so for our second one, for our moon back, what we're going to do is we're going to take this Earth or this moon here, and we're going to copy that one, and we're going to come along to this one here, and we're going to put in a keyframe, and we're going to paste that moon directly behind it. Now, if I was to hide moon front, you'll see that moon back is there. Okay, so that's worked. So we have that. So what we want to do now is you want to animate this moon in behind the Earth. So we're going to do exactly the same thing. We're going to right click, we're going to create a motion tween, and then we're going to draw another line in the path. We'll get rid of the first path because we don't need that one because it's already animated. We're going to draw another line in the path which goes approximately in and around the back of the Earth. Again, you know I can't draw, so we needed to go from about there. Okay, so we'll try that. So I'm going to draw from about here to about there. It's not great, but that's as good as it gets with me. Okay, so again, we select the line, and we go edit, copy, and we come down to our second Earth, and we go edit, paste, special, and we go okay. Now let's see how that looks. So the Earth comes around here and gets replaced. We have to reverse the path. Motion path, reverse. Now, how's that one? There we go. So it seems to work. Okay, and then that will join up with the first one. Now, if we were being very, very specific here, we could find the location of this the last frame of the back moon and match it up with the location of the first frame of the first moon. But for what we're doing here today, that's not really important. Okay, just to show you how to do this. So I'm going to run this and we're going to see how it looks, right? This isn't as bad as running the video tutorial earlier, but the running Animate in collaboration with the screen recording software has been causing some backlog of frames and things like that. So it's been running extremely sluggishly. So what it tends to do is hover around 4 to 10% and then suddenly be done. And it just jumps across the screen. It was up to 94%. So again, all we're trying to achieve here is approximately the illusion that the Earth, the moon, is in orbit around the Earth. So it needs to come out from the front, get closer to us, then go back away again, and then quickly go around the back of the planet. So hopefully now, before this goes much longer, because we're up to about 8 minutes now at this stage, we'll be able to see this working. We really are just waiting for the software to kind of catch up with this. The Animate isn't this bad when I'm not running the screen recording software. So it is a mixture of the two of them happening at once. The screen recording is taken away from the resources. Because the screen recording on itself actually worked quite well. But the two of them together, when you're running the animation, there we go, whoa, around the back. So you can fine tune it. Oh, that line shouldn't be there. Okay, sorry, yeah, that final path. Right, so we go back in, we click on the path, like so. Where do we put the path? There it is. And the path is gone. Okay, so so you get the idea. That's approximately how you do it. You'll cut the Earth into two halves, or the moon into two halves. You do a hand-drawn path to the first one, and then you put the second one in behind the Earth, so it basically travels behind the Earth. Now, with a bit more time and attention to detail, you could do a much better job on that. But that's approximately how you create that illusion. That's it. Any questions on this, as always, let me know. But it'll take a little bit of time, and you guys are natural kind of artists and hand drawn things, so you'll be able to do a much better job at the elliptical orbits and stuff like that than I will. Okay, so you can let me know.